Exactly. All right, thank you, Sally Ann. Almost 7:32 now to you decide 2010 in the U.S. Senate race between Republican Pat Toomey and Congressman Joe Sestak.
Yeah, depending on which poll you look at, I can't figure out these polls. Joe Sestak is either within 5 points or even or ahead. I mean, what's going on here? Congressman Joe Sestak joins us right now. So, what is it, 6 days?
Yep.
Yeah, next Tuesday.
Yep.
Yesterday we had a Daily News poll, Franklin Marshall poll, and there's something like 5 or 6 points, maybe even 7 points between the two of you. You're behind. But then another poll, I saw you were ahead, and a couple others you're tied.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, we know we're dead heat. And on 2 November, this momentum that we built up, yes, we were behind about 2 months ago, but once it became very clear that there was someone, a warrior, who actually wanted to serve the public, to serve people, to help fix things.
Now
that's why we've been surging.
That poll that he just mentioned, there's still 27% or something like that undecided.
Yes.
It's huge.
And that's huge going, 6 days out.
Yes. It's why you saw in my last commercial, I just went on television, just talked into the camera and said, I would like to serve once more. You go around this wonderful city of ours, only 1/3 of our kids are graduating from high school. And you see that the job opportunity wasn't there because of policies that were set in motion, not just by my opponent, Congressman Toomey, but by all of Washington, that for some reason tends to forget that it's the middle class and the opportunity for those that want to move up into it and small businesses. That type of change is what I want to bring about. And it's not about party. I stood up to my party when I knew it was wrong in the primary. It's about Pennsylvanians. And so that's why you've seen this sudden surge of ours, because I will argue that Pennsylvanians are the most commonsensical of all people. They can see any wolf in sheep's clothing that's trying just to lead us back into those dark ages out of which we've come.
Yeah, I've seen signs from your opponents. They call you cess tax and stuff like that. And they also, I kind of agree with the governor yesterday. He said, Democrats have been wusses in the last couple of years. Don't hide from your stimulus package vote. Don't hide from your health care vote. And most of the ads now against you say, oh, he sided with Nancy Pelosi and passed that stimulus package. And then you have those ads where you had to hold your nose and pass that.
But we did it. It was about accountability. Look, that's what you learned in the military. I went down to Congress. It was the year the recession began. It was like my first job on a warship during the Vietnam War era. I had to help control the damage. But that's what leadership is about. And I intend just to continue to do that. Congressman Toomey, and why I appreciate it, he's actually voted 1,400 times with Nancy Pelosi. That's 1,200 times more than I have. And so when you see these TV ads, you go, what? And they're just so misleading. The only thing I'm concerned about, you need to bring people together. And when he was head as a lobbyist for Wall Street founded firm, he actually led personal attack ads against moderate Republicans because he wants to advocate for zero taxes for all corporations and privatize Social Security. If you don't agree with that, he says, I'll purge you from my own party.
All right, you've got about we were just talking about this, there are about 1.3 million more Democrats in the state of Pennsylvania. Even still, a lot of people are worried about the Democratic turnout, how important it is. So let's talk about the heavy hitters that you have coming in. You've got President Clinton coming in today, and I noticed he's going to, I think, 5 different universities, several universities.
Yeah, they're very, very kind, and I served him in the White House as Director of Defense Policy. And what didn't you like at the time, the peace or the prosperity? And so he had called and said, Joe, what could I do? And so he's coming into a number of events in Montgomery County, in Delaware County, my home county, and right down here in Philadelphia.
But didn't he call you at one point and say, please get out of the race?
Well, it's interesting.
Against Marlon Spector?
I'm only sitting here because I bucked my party's establishment.
Well, yeah, you told him no.
And that's what I'll always do. Look, Pennsylvanians just need someone who's an independent, believes in principles, but was willing to do a principle compromise with the other side. My district, majority of it's Republican, and I work across the aisle. Why? We do have to resolve some of the issues we have, and I understand the anger, but for someone to take advantage of that and actually believe, as Congressman Toomey said, buying American is an unfortunate tendency, and let's let the profits at a corporation who invest in a Chinese factory over in China, that those corporation taxes don't have to be taxed any longer. I think we close that and give tax breaks here to small businesses.
So this package worked?
It worked.
How can you prove it?
Because we would have had another 8 million Americans that would have gone out through that hole that the policies of Congressman Toomey with George Bush
But I thought
had
the unemployment
torpedoed.
rate was going to get down to 8.
Well, you know, one person said that, but not Joe Sestak. Look, my doctorate was in political economy. In the Navy, I never got to use it, but I use it every day. And I always said it would be, the damage was done so badly. When I arrived in Congress, my gosh, we were losing 800,000 people shortly thereafter a month. And so we did stop that damage. Could have been better? You bet it could have been. And that's when I'm in the Senate, to make sure we never get into that damaging situation again.
So win or lose, you're going to be on our show next Wednesday morning?
Winning, I'm going to be here, and failure's not an option.
You're in the middle of the fight, so.
We got to go before your opponent's supporters out here
Yes.
hurt their backs with those giant signs. Good to see you.
It's great to be here, and that's what an election's about. Everyone their own opinion.
You're in the thick of it now.
If I could, though, come out and vote, if for no other reason, for our veterans overseas, our military serving overseas.
Well, that's for sure. You got to vote.
Yeah.
Come on, be a part of the solution.
Process.
Exactly.
Be a part of the process.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Going to take a break. Come right back.